Hey guys, what's going on? It's your boy Patty. So, today's video, as you can tell by the topic, I'm going to talk about my personal bad dates that I've had in the past, and if any of you have had a bad date, put it down in the comments below. So I want to hear it and it'll be like, oh my god, I feel your pain, sister. And yes, my cut juice, wine. Okay. So let me start with my very first date. I came out 2016. So I didn't officially go on dates until 2017, and I met this guy. He was 12 years older than I was, and at the time he seemed like a nice guy, and we had some things in common, and he actually promised to be my sugar daddy, and I was like, okay, let's see how we go. First date, everything was good, everything was great. We had sex, and then I was like, okay, there's something here. And then date 2, same old deal. And then he started promising to buy me stuff, and I was like, well, where is it? Where's the stuff? He's like, I'll get it for you, whatever you want. And then I was like, alright, let's give it a test, shall we? And then I started asking for, like, I think it was like a one of those like Louis Vuitton keeper bags. I've always wanted one of those. And I was like, keeping one of those, and he was like, oh no, not right now, I'm actually in a lot of debt. And I'm like, what? You're in debt and you want to be my sugar daddy? Like, ugh, get the fuck out of here, boy. So he's gone, he's cancelled. Let's see, after him, 2017, I think I was just busy focusing on acting, so there was not much dates there. 2018. Oh, 2018. There was... Oh, that wasn't really a date. No, that was just a hookup. 2018, there was no date, because apparently I'm cast. And then 2019. This is where it's going to get totally fucked up, okay? And my squad knows all these stories. Okay, so roughly around May, June, I had, I'm not even joking, 11 bad dates in a row, okay? So, okay, boy number 1, I met him on a dating app called Tammy. It's brand new, and I would recommend it for those of us who are single. No, I'm going to stick with dating from now on. Anyway, I met this guy, we met up in Melbourne Central, we had dinner, and he was so cute and so awkward and so, like, I remember at the restaurant, he was trying to get the same things I was getting. I was like, do you want to get the same thing, or do you want to get something, like, he was so cute and adorable, and I was like, I just want to just jump on top of you right now. And then, they went to a bar afterwards, and then, after we left the bar, we were walking, like, out of the bar, and we down the staircase, and then we started, like, making up ferociously. Ooh, shh, don't tell my mom. And then we started making up ferociously, and then, we had sex. And then, believe it or not, the next 2 to 3 days, didn't hear anything from him. I was like, hey, thanks for a great night. I had fun, and love to see you again, and he completely ghosted me. Ghosted me. And then I was like, okay. Well, go find someone else. And then boy 2, here's this guy, and he was, oh my god, gorgeous to the core. Like, he was like, oh, it was just like, I was like, wow, I hit the jackpot here. And he had, like, such a good fashion sense, and he was stylish, and he was styling, and I was like, fuck yeah, I like you already. We went to this restaurant called the Mill House in Melbourne, which I do not recommend going on a date, because it is fucking noisy. Like, I couldn't talk to him at all. I had to, like, yell at him. I was like, how was your day? And he was like yelling it back because it was so loud and crowded. And then we went to the bar that I made out with my first date, and we actually made out in the bar when everyone else was drinking, so we were just like sitting there, we just started making out ferociously, which was really bad and embarrassing. And then we had sex, and then later on, I found out that he got back with his ex. And I was like, oh, okay, I guess that was a test then, was I? And then boy 3, this is where shit gets messy. I went on this date with this guy, and at the time he seemed quiet and sweet, and he didn't have like a bad vibe to him. I was like, okay, let's see what happens. We had dinner. We had dinner. We had drinks at dinner, and then we had like a bottle of wine, and I was like, by my 4th, I was so gone, and I was like drunk off my mind. Shitty. He then took me to his place, and we had sex, and then cut to boy number 4, and this is where it gets messy. At the time, I met this guy. He was from Sydney, and we talked on Tinder in 2018 when I was in Sydney, but I didn't meet up with him. I was with my friends. I was like, I don't want to ditch my boys for a boy. So he's like, oh hey, I'm in Melbourne. Let's catch up. Let's finally meet up. I was like, sure. And what I didn't realize, and they didn't tell me, and I didn't know, that boy 3 and boy 4 were friends. I was like, and I didn't realize and wait until you hear the rest. And me and boy 4 had dinner, had drinks, started talking. We ended up back at his hotel room. Luckily, we didn't have sex. I didn't have a lube, and he didn't have a lube. So we were like lying on his bed, like butt naked. And and then he said to me, turns to me, goes, Pat, this is a test. I'm like, test? Like, what do you mean test? He's like, no, this was all a test. Me and boy 3 are friends, and he wanted to see what you would do on a date. And I was like what? Like, this is a joke? This is a joke? He's like, no, this is real life. This was a test. He wanted to see what you would do on a first date. Would you like, I don't, and I was like, wait, what? It was just a lot to take in at once. And he's like, this is all a test. And I just remembered, I was like, in my head, I was like, this can't be real. Like, this cannot be like, I was shaking, and then I ended up going home, and I just remembered crying so hard on my bus home. The whole bus ride, I just cried my eyes out, and I had a friend that called me the whole bus trip to make sure I was okay, and then all of my friends texted me saying, Pat, are you okay? Like, they had strings Snapchat, are you alright? And I'm just like, I'm not okay right now, I don't want to... Oh my god, that's making me emotional. Yeah. And then I was like, oh. And then boy 5, I rocked up to, we met in Melbourne Central, and then as we were walking to the restaurant, he gets a phone call from a friend, and because he's Filipino, so he talked to his friend in their language. So as we were walking, they were talking, and then he's like, Pat, I'm so sorry. My friend just told me I've got a party to go to tonight. We can meet up another time. And I was like walking halfway. I was like, but he was supposed to do something. Like, you planned to meet up with me. Like, blah, 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 blah. And then I was like, you know, at this point I really don't care. Go, do whatever. Just fuck all. Do it. Boy 6. This guy was hell entertaining. This guy, he's 19 and he's Chinese, and we met up at Melbourne Central again, obviously, and then as we were eating dinner, I was like, what do you see yourself 10 years from now? What's your life goal? And he comes out saying, I'm a Trump supporter, and I was like, one, and B, he's like, I want to help Trump find gold. And I was like, okay, interesting. And then for dessert, because he doesn't drink, so we went to this iced bubble drink, like Gongcha kind of places. And we sat there. He was like, "Do you play this video game on your phone?" I was like, "No." And he showed me. He spent 30 minutes playing that game and not talking to me. So I'm sitting there quietly in my mind going, and he's just like, da-da-da-da-da. I'm sitting there like, I was like, oh, not seeing you again. Boys 7. Nothing wrong with Boys. Actually, I did like Boys 7 the most, but the one annoying thing was he said to me at drinks, I'm a Taylor Swift fan, and I was like, get me the fuck out of here. Good kisser, by the way. Boy 11. Ooh, boy 11. So I rocked up to the date. Stood there waiting for him for like a good like half an hour or so. I sent him a text and he said, oh, I'm sorry, Pat, I'm gonna have to cancel today. I've got a party to go to. So I'm standing there going, you could have texted me this ages ago. I was like, okay, can't get any worse, it can't get any better. Sorry. Did I say 11 dates? Sorry, there was one date, and this one was... Oh, and I still have him on my Instagram, and he still follows me on my Instagram. So this guy, we met up after I had uni, and we met up at the restaurant, and then before I went on the date, I was going through his Instagram, and we had like one mutual, and he had this one follower who one of his friends and I had bad history that I'll get into like after I'll tell you the date. So I was like to him, oh, we had like, such a good time, we had a laugh, everything's good. And then I asked him about the friend. I was like, how do you know this guy? And he said, we play video games together occasionally. And I said, you guys friends? He's like, no. And he just seemed a bit off about it. And I was a bit like, a bit off about it. And the friend, this is my bad. I screwed the friend over. So this was like me. This is not his fault, but... and then I just remember at the end of the night, I just remembered, I was like, okay, this is not good news. They're friends, and I can't go here. This is going, ooh. And I remember after the day, I cried. So I actually cried, no joke, in the Melbourne Central toilets where the food court is. So I went to the toilets. I just sat in the toilets crying my eyes out. I cried and cried and cried and called 3 friends. And then luckily, one of my friends, shout out to my girl Christina, she literally came all the way to Melbourne just to have a drink with me to make sure I was okay. We went to a bar, I told her all about the date, and I was like, I'm over a man, and I love you, Christina, and that was something I needed. And then, okay, I'll tell you what happened with me and the friend. One night, this was 2018, I was in a bar with my friend and his work friends, and I was feeling a bit naughty-ish, and I was like, let's see who's around town, and this guy DM'd me, and I was like, bit of a nerdy guy, but I was like, okay. He rocked up to the bar, and it was like this super nerd. I looked at him, I was like, oh no, what did I do? And he's like, are you ready to text my place? I was like, oh, no. And then one of my friends, she, God bless her soul, she danced with him. She's like, I'll distract him, I'll dance with him, and you have to run off. And then I sort of did that. I sort of ran off on him that night. Ooh. I know. And then it gets worse. One night, me and a few of my friends were at a house party, and then we were all just going home. And I was like, because I live in the countryside, so an Uber would be like $100+ for me. I was like, I'm not about that. So, and he DM'd me again, and I was like, desperate times, desperate measures. So I had to sort of use him for his place to stay. I was like, sure, I'll come over. And then I stood at his place, and he was like, let's have sex. And I was like, I'm so drunk, let's not have sex. And then we just cuddled, and he tried having sex the next day, and I was like, I was like bullshit. I was like, I'm so hungover. I wasn't really hungover, but I was like pretending to be hungover. And then that's why I was a bit like hesitant to go anymore more with boy 12. Because I know that they're good friends. I was like, oh, this is a bad history. And actually, I was meant to go on a date today. But the guy texted me in the morning saying, "Pat, I'm sorry, I've got a work event tonight, so I won't be able to make it." And I was like, "Okay, I'll catch you on the flip side." And yeah, that was my bad days. And you know, guys, from here on out, done with dating, done with men. Let's just be single. Let's be quoting Miss Ariana Grande herself and saying thank you next to every man, every dick. Just thank you next. And you know what? Cheers. Until next time, I love you all, and my new video will come out soon. Toodles.